Hey, hey, hey. Let me see this is let me see your transcript. Your very favorite history teacher. How are y'all doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, let's try this one more time. This is let me see your transcript. Your very favorite history teacher. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Come on in the room, everyone. Hey, Darryl. Hi, Miss Justice Speaks. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, trying to get that last bite in. How are y'all doing? How y'all doing? Thank you so much for meeting me here tonight. I was supposed to be on this past Tuesday, but I had a family emergency. And thank you to all who prayed for my sister. She is doing better. Thank you so much for the prayer. Thank you to Tanika, Money No Love, Darryl, Miss Justice, all the moderators, subscribers, everyone, AC members who were praying for my sister and my family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew. Okay. Am I like clearer than usual? I got this new um to the earphones hooked up to my Yeti mic, and I put it on a different part on the Yeti mic to make sure I was clearer. Trying not to sound like I'm in a tunnel. Sorry, I'm trying to cool off. I hate it when I get out the shower and it takes me such a long time to cool off. Okay. Yeah, I know you don't see me, Darryl. Hold on. Because I have the little thingamabob on. I'm going to put it on there. Hmm. Please hit the like button as you come on in. Thank you for the 8 of you that clicked like, and for the one person who clicked dislike. I love you too. You still have my analytics. Wait a minute. How come you don't see me? Oh no. That's it. Do I need to get a new camera? Do I really need to get a new camera? Okay, y'all. It's doing that thing. Let me put that back up there. Dang it. Just got this. Well, not just got it, but. Boy, you cannot be on live. Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing this afternoon? Thank you so much for being here with me this afternoon. I'm going to get right into it. Thank you to all who are here. Thank you to those of you who have come over here to be with me tonight. It's been a strange week in Houston and Texas. It's been very strange. I mean, last week, year before last, we were dealing with tigers. This week, we're dealing with monkeys. Sex crimes, weird laws being put into place. Okay, there you go. Weird things being put into place. Okay. And one of the things I wanted to talk about first, I want to give you an update on India the tiger. Hey, She Nurses TV. Oh, sorry, that's not it. All right, I want to give you an update on India the tiger. Remember India the tiger, this man here. Do I have his picture? I think not. Well, his name was Victor Cuevas. Remember Victor Cuevas 2 weeks ago? The tiger, India the tiger, that he was taking care of, got out, was on the neighbor's lawn. Okay. Oh wow, look at that sweaty. Hold on, y'all. Okay. And what ended up happening, he fled with the tiger from the police, which got him a warrant. According to Victor Cuevas, he left the tiger with the owner. Then he was gonna go. Hey, Christy Parks. Hey, Charlotte Wynn. Hey, Gina Finch. And so he fled with the tiger. He said he dropped it off at the owner. He was going to go turn himself in to the Harris County police. However, the Harris County police found him at his mama's house, which they probably was looking at their place anyway. And they dropped him off at the Fort Bend County police department because he was out on bond for murder since November 2020. So he spent a night in jail. All of a sudden, he didn't know where India the tiger was. He said he dropped it off at the owner. He was just a caretaker, but there are like videos of him rolling around with the tiger, kissing the tiger, hugging the tiger. By the way, India the tiger is 9 months old, and it's a he, not a she. Okay? So when Fort Bend basically, he went back to trial, a bond hearing, Fort Bend increased his bond to $300,000. So he actually had to go to jail that day again. So all of a sudden, his wife tracked down the tiger when she realized her man wasn't coming home. And she got Mattress Mac's wife, Linda McInville. They own some type of exotic West Side club, but they don't do tigers. They do have monkeys. Helped them to get the tiger to the I guess it's called the bark department, and they're the ones who handle animals, So by the way, the Victor and his wife Georgie bought 2 capuchin monkeys from Linda. So basically the police was using Linda to get Georgie, like, hey, supposedly help her get the tiger back. All of a sudden the tiger was found. Her man went in jail on a Friday. She was looking on a Saturday, and lo and behold, on the Sunday, they done turned over Indy the tiger. Indy the tiger is now at a exotic animal refuge near Dallas, and this is him on his little I don't know what you call that, like a little gazebo type thing that he's on. This is him. That's the other one too. Why do I have both of these? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So Let me see if we can get the other one. I think India is in a much better place. That's him playing with the ball at the gazebo. You know, I do wish he had a friend, you know, that he could play with. But maybe they'll find him someone, another animal so he's not alone. Or maybe they'll find him once he becomes an adult, they'll find him a lady tiger to mate with, and they can have, continued species, I just don't want, because this animal is really treated as a pet, like a regular cat, but it's not a regular cat. It's a very large exotic animal. And I think that man would have asked that cat for some kisses and he would have had his head beat off of. Here's India still playing with the ball. He climbing up on the ball. There was even another one where they were playing on the water, So I'm glad India's in a better place. Some people knew they shouldn't have had the dog, had that tiger. They knew that. Okay. They knew they shouldn't have had that. Hey, Betty, yell it. They knew they shouldn't have had that tiger. Okay, but listen, let's look at what happened to the owner, right? So this is Victor Cuevas, the guy who had the tiger that started the whole thing. Guess what? I guess they must have found, 10% of $300,000, $30,000. They don't found $30,000. And this past Monday, this week, he was released from jail. And he has to wear an ankle monitor. And he has to, he's going to go live with his parents. And he has to work with his parents at their business. They didn't say what the business was. So this time they don't put an ankle monitor on him. He has to stay in one place. So they're tracking him. So hopefully this time around, he will not be buying any more exotic animals or do anything that basically draws too much attention to himself, because he still has to go to trial for the murder charge. This is not going to look good. So, but part of me feel like, dude, that was your monk, that was your tiger. Talking about you was just a caretaker of the tiger. Really? I don't know no caretakers of tigers or anything. Kiss some tigers on the mouth or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. Just saying. What y'all think? I think that tiger was serious. That tiger was serious. That tiger was serious. Okay. Before we get to the other thing, because like I said, last week it was tigers, this week it was monkeys. I want us to look at something. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all know about this man right here. Oh, Lord. Governor Gregory Abbott. Okay. He's been signing laws this week, y'all, and it's just, I don't know. Do I need to move? And I really feel that what Texas does, because we are a red state, but I don't even know I do live in a blue county. I do feel like that the Republicans are doing a concerted effort in multiple states, and they're doing the same thing. Hey, Ray of Sunshine, I feel like they are doing things strategically in these red states all at the same time. I think it's part of their mission. I think we really should be on the lookout. And
and since we are the biggest or the second biggest state, second biggest red, or I think we're the biggest red state actually. I think if you live in one and you see Texas doing some stuff, you need to look around your state too to see if like they're doing the same thing. Because I think they having meetings and they're doing things uh, to be underhand of the cities and counties that are blue, and also to undermine the Biden administration. Okay, I think they're doing. Okay, so this is so I want to talk about three different laws that my governor actually passed this week. So one of the first things that he actually signed this past Monday was an abortion bill. And in this abortion bill, let me go ahead and share screen. Okay. And you're really just talking about let me take that off. Okay. Okay. So look at what it says. Let me put my glasses on. Okay. See. Okay. All right. It says Governor Greg Abbott signs into law one of the nation's strictest abortion measures, banning procedure as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy. The signing of the bill opens a new frontier in the battle over abortion restriction as first of its kind legal provisions intended to make the law harder to challenge are poised to be tested in the courts. It's also being dubbed the heartbeat bill. Now, if you know from Roe versus Wade, by the way, which started here in Texas in the 1970s, this is basically, according to Roe versus Wade, I believe 1972, it outlawed that, not outlawed, but it basically permitted a woman under I believe, the Ninth Amendment interpretation of right to privacy, had the right to have an abortion up until, I believe, the 12th week, which is the third month. Okay. Now, there have been cases where women may have had a late term abortion. Usually it's because of the doctor or depending on the state. But a lot of states have been trying to curtail abortions. Usually, I'm saying if they're a teenager, having a parent has to sign, or they're saying, oh, you have to go to a hospital. I know one of the things here in Texas, they were like, oh, you got to go to a hospital and have a doctor there, approve of the procedure. But if you're in a rural area, that's going to be hard. Also, abortions at abortion clinics or Planned Parenthood are actually more affordable. So that's also affecting people from low income areas. There are also people been protesting in front of abortion clinics. So in this case, they basically, even though the Roe versus Wade says up until the 12th week, which is the third month, this bill is saying 6 weeks. So this is a state trying to override what a federal law or a federal case has. So I think it's definitely going to go. I think it's definitely going to go to the Supreme Court. I think they're really testing the boundaries. And I think they're thinking that if they make this bill and it goes to the Supreme Court, now that the court is very conservative because Trump appointed, 2 people last time, that they are going to side with them. And I hope not. But I feel like, yeah, I understand it too. Why are mostly men making this decision? By the way, this went through the Senate, Texas Senate, and the Texas House. The Texas House is actually more Democratic has more Democrats than the Texas Senate, but the fact that it went through both houses still had the numbers, and that this governor signed it this past Monday. Or I think it may have been like the 18th or something like that. You did? Yeah, keep calling. Calling little wheels. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Is that yeah, it's just yeah, it's almost like it said it would amount to an outright ban on abortions as a 6-week cutoff is 2 weeks after a menstrual cycle. So I'm like, what doctors did y'all consult for this? And they said as early as 6 weeks, most women don't even know that they're pregnant yet. I've never been pregnant, so those of you who have, I mean, did you know it's 6 weeks? No. Okay, I'm sorry. I said something wrong. They basically are saying that if you are 6 weeks pregnant, you cannot get an abortion. The state said that. But the Roe versus Wade says you have up until the 12th, I think the 12th week, which is the 3rd month. Then I think it's some type of circumstance you and your, doctor have to decide on like late term abortion, because they try to stop that too. Some states are like, oh, we're banning late term abortions, but I'm just like, if it's between the health of the child and the mother, shouldn't that be up to the parent and the spouse to make that decision? So yeah, hey Tony Exum, glad you can make it. So if you live in Texas, definitely keeping a lookout for this. I got a feeling that the ACLU or the Southern Poverty Law Center, there's going to be a case real soon. Some woman, or husband and wife, or two spouses, because it could be 2 women or 2 men. I think it's going to be an issue coming up with that. Okay, sorry if I misspoke. So, and also, like I said, Texas is a big red state. If you live in another red state, look to see, just look to see if like there's an early alert, if there's a new abortion bill being signed. Because I think they're having meetings and they're doing this strategically at the same time. But remember, when Texas stopped the mask mandate, who else stopped there? Mississippi. Okay. What did you say? Erase something that wouldn't know until a month passed by to know she missed a month. That's 4 weeks. See? And I'm just, oh Lord. But I want to know how they would feel if we said something about them with male reproductive organs or something like that. They would go into uproar. Don't touch my body. Wouldn't know until a month passed by to know that she missed a month. That's 4 weeks. Well, I guess between 4 to 6 weeks, you got to figure out if you're going to get an abortion or not, according to this state. But my thing is this: don't they know like what people did back in the day? Back alley abortions. There are people that houses or whatever they can go to, and sometimes there are men or women who will come to your house and they will help you have an abortion. There are even places you can Google that will show you how to. I'm gonna be quiet. At home. Yes, I did. Thank you so much, C Nurses TV. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to all who giving me a Cash App, a PayPal, a Super Chat, Super Sticker. Thank you so much. Yes, I did. Thank you so much. And I hope it was okay if you didn't mind. I gave some of that to all of it. I gave it to my friend Darryl Moore. You know that he is having this case right now. Exactly, Tony Exum. I'm just saying, you're going to make people either go find illegal ways, you're going to make them hop states to go to other places to get it. And then, like the old fashioned way, I heard some stuff they did back in the day with hangers and stuff, and not everybody survived those procedures. And I'm just like, okay, this is the thing. If you have sex education, health class, hand out condoms to teens and people on colleges, you probably can reduce the number of abortions. I'm just saying. And if we didn't preach against things like, I'm going to go there, y'all. If you didn't preach against things like masturbation for women or men, then people were able to release their frustrations and wouldn't feel out of this pent up energy, be going out here having sex all willy-nilly with who, what, when, and where, and then you get a oops, and you need to get an abortion, but now you can't get one. I'm just saying. And yes, I am Catholic. Last of the day is going right now. And that's just one issue I have as far as theology and church doctrine that I have about. There's a book they have with the Catholic Church, and this is the Bible, called the Catechism of the Catholic Church. And it basically spells out, like, based on this scripture, this is what we believe. And for those of you who are Catholic or not, I'm just saying, I open up a big old green book and go in there and see what it says about contraceptives, abortion, and things like that. You'd be like, wait a minute, this is what yes. They believe in that, be fruitful and multiply. By the way, other Christian religions too, I think for Catholics, because they got a book, you can look in there and look. But some of these churches that are different denominations or non-denominational, they're saying these things and practicing these things in their churches too. Okay? So I guess I'm just a practical Catholic. I just feel like, okay, I know what you're saying. This is the ideal. But shouldn't we be doing this by case basis? I don't know. I guess you have general laws or general rules, but let's not get into that because we can have a whole nother discussion on just that alone, okay? So, all right. Okay, thank you, C Nurses TV. And by the way, if you feel, let me see if I can find it. If you all can help me with a very good night of fundraising last night for my friend Darryl Moore. And by the way, those of you, because I know he has fans and I have fans or subscribers too. He also has Cash App. He has PayPal, and he also has Zelle. So if the moderators for the rest of the hour, if you can just keep putting in Darryl's information instead of mine, that would be great, if you don't mind. So he said, I need to tell my husband when we go out to free something about the new farm free. And guess what? There are health clinics. There are, health clinics on campus to help them. Men and boys, men and women. They can get Rumbles condoms there too. By the way, men, you actually can go into the Planned Parenthood with your girlfriend or your partner. And Planned Parenthood just don't do abortions. Abortions are only 10% of the services that Planned Parenthood does. They do wellness exams, breast cancer, mammograms, testing, pelvic exams. They're worried about women. Tony, I'm gonna do some research on that, because when I took my little catechism classes, they didn't teach us that. But you know something? You might know something I don't know. If you got a website or something or a book, put it in the chat so I can read about that. Because there are people who are trying to make some positive changes in the church. Yes, he is fighting a group of demons that slither out of the pits of hell. So please help my friend. Show us the buddy. Because retainer, lawyer fees. And there's fees to file things. So that's what they don't tell you about sometimes. There are fees to just to file the paperwork. I have a drink today. Ooh. The new kind I got. Gloria. Mm-hmm. It's tasty. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, that's the first one that my governor, can I just say their governor? Because he's not really bad. They vote for him. Their governor did. He also, they said that he will also sign this bill this week. And this bill basically is saying that, and it passed the Senate and the Texas Senate and the Texas House, that basically they're loosening the restrictions on gun laws. So now they're saying before you have to get a license to carry. Their website, because I've been researching myself, because that was actually one of my goals for this summer, is actually to get training to carry a handgun and a license to carry a handgun. But according to this law that he's literally probably going to sign this week, everyone 21 and up don't need a permit to carry a gun. Let that sink in for a minute, y'all. Let that sink in for a minute. Texas. Governor's about to sign a bill that says if you're 21 and up, just like drinking, drinking, gambling, I can understand, at least they say 21. You don't have to have a permit to carry a handgun. Now, in the state, we also have what's called open carry. You're permitted to openly carry a shotgun in public. Fortunately for me, colleges and schools and also certain government buildings have said, no, you cannot carry your weapon openly in here or at all. Now with this, I just feel like it's really contradictory. You're signing a bill that says, no, you cannot have an abortion beyond 6 weeks because you're pro-life. But then over here, you're permitting people to carry guns that actually could take somebody, take a life. Look under baby skeleton found under convent. You know what? Let's talk about something. Some of those nuns They've gotten raped by the priest. Or certain convents were also what places where they sent pregnant girls. Like, you know, for some people, they sent you to the country to go visit your relatives, and then everybody else got sent. Some other people got sent to a convent, and if the baby didn't, you know, survive, well, they probably got another there. But I'm gonna look that up. Thank you. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look into that more. So, but yeah, I just feel like this is so contradictory. Now we're gonna what, have stuff looking like the OK Corral. And he said he would sign the permitless carry proposal into law. And I'm just like, okay, people already think Black people, Latino people, especially here in Texas, are dangerous. Now you can say everybody up to 21 and up can carry a gun, except felons. If you're a felon, you can never carry a gun. But unfortunately, since we're Mexican American people and African people are overrepresented in the criminal system, that means there's gonna be more white people carrying the guns. Like, wait a minute. And by the way, ironically, in a conservative state, we have the most liberal. Texas has the most liberal gun laws in the country. Lord. But Republicans say they pro-life. By the way, Texas executed somebody last week. The first person we executed in, I think, is it this year? In the whole country? It was a vote in the House 82 to 62. And then in the Senate this past Monday, 17 to 13. Says House Bill 1927, when Nixon requirement for Texas to obtain a license to carry handguns if they're not permitted by state or federal law from possessing a gun. And they strike from the provision that would have barred officers from questioning people based only on their possession of a gun. So the officers can question you as much as they like. All right, one more thing for them to target Black and Mexican American people about. Wow. Interesting. Enhancing the criminal penalties for felons and family violence caught carrying. Proponents of what Republicans call constitutional carry argue that Texas should follow the lead of at least 20 other states with similar laws in the books. Y'all need to check to see if your state is one of them. See, we should be still doing this. I wonder if there's gonna be I wonder if there's gonna be another shootout. Unfortunately, we had one in 2019, and then there was also one in a church. Where they're gonna change this around. Hey, Stephanie Collins. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I know Tony Exum. I know. I understand. No problem. Because there's some stuff the Catholics do that I just I got some issues about. So yeah, I'm just like, but they supposed to be pro-life, huh? How you pro-life on the side people getting abortions, but you're okay with people getting type of punishment? No, I didn't. When did this happen? Wait a minute, they're making dentures in their garages. Oh my goodness, can you please email me that? Yeah, can you, Latanya and Tony, can y'all email me? Because I want to look this up. Y'all email me, please, with that information. Because I want to look it up. Yeah, babies under the convent. Baby schedule in the convent and people making ditches in their garages. OMG. No, I didn't hear about Miss Justice. Email me too. The killing of American in Mexico. Was it for Mexico City's mayor or another person? And I want to say something, LaTanya Weaver. I really want to applaud you and thank you so much. I'm gonna have to figure out how to send you a little gift or something because I saw you in Parking Lot Thoughts video where we saw, a former follow up over there, and you were over there and you were caping for us, AT, and my friend Darryl Moore. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate that. A whole denture factory. What? But y'all give a round of applause with Tanya. She's ride or die. She went into enemy territory, caping for us, supported us. Ooh. Ooh. But yeah, just and my state also has a number one in execution. And that's why I have a problem with Republicans. They always want to get into like family oriented because God said so, and they always want to come for the Catholics and write our culture like, yeah, the Catholics they're pro life, like the Baptists, the other evangelical Christians. But guess what? Another thing that my church also does very well, they're also anti-capital punishment. So if you're going to be pro-life, you need to be pro-life all the way. They also help immigrants. They got a health clinic downtown. That's pro-life. You're going to be pro-life all the way. Because y'all don't say nothing when Catholics are out there in front of the building where they execute everybody protesting and y'all evangelicals ain't there. Please hit the like button. Please share this. Please, please, please. Come on this information to help somebody. Because yeah. All right. So the last thing, Lord have mercy, my state. Unfortunately, only one is I'm in the American Federation of Teachers. Well, I'm in the Texas Federation of Teachers. I'm also in the Houston Federation of Teachers. And they are trying to stop this bill becoming a law that basically outlaws critical race theory being taught in history class. History teacher. So right now, all me and the social studies teachers, we're all up in roar like, dang, what is it going to do? Because like a couple of years ago, they were trying to stop us from teaching certain people. Like very, I want to say they wanted us to put more things in there that was like, oh, we want you guys to teach more about the American founding principles that guided this country, how religion shaped the founding fathers. And I'm just like, wait a minute, some of the founding fathers were deists. Then they wanted us to downplay the founding fathers who were slave owners. So it's like, wait a minute now. Or, and I think at one point they tried to take, I don't know if it was Martin Luther King, probably not Martin Luther King. I think Malcolm X and Cesar Chavez, and I think a lady, I forget. They were trying to take them out of the history curriculum, and there was like a big uproar about that, and they got flagged for that, and they stopped. But it seems like, actually, no. Actually, it's really been a really big fight for that. Now ethnic studies, African American studies, Mexican American studies, not sure about Asian American studies, are now they are part of the social studies curriculum. They are social studies like electives that you can take now. So the African American, the committees who were people who are for pro African American studies and also Mexican American studies, they work really hard, and so now both of those are are courses that you can actually add. I think need to double check because they were trying to say if you took either Mexican American Studies or African American Studies for a whole year, that may take the place of U.S. history. I don't know if that one got, I gotta double check on that. There was some issue about textbooks and about certain people that they want to end. It's always Texas, whoever's on the education, it's always somebody upset about certain historical figure that's probably not your own, that they always want to like delete. You gotta fight about it, So those two courses are offered. Now I would say they're offered in a regular high school. So if it's charter or private or even virtual, those classes may or may not be offered. But I'm just letting you know, because actually, to be honest, ironically, I'm African American and I taught Mexican American studies for a whole year. And I taught Mexican American studies, and then the other teacher, he's an African American man, he taught African American studies. So. You don't think ethnic studies is a wonderful phrase? Okay. Oh. Yeah, and this is the thing, that a lot of the people who were proposing African American studies and Mexican American studies were saying, hey, it is American history. So they were trying to say, oh, you don't need to have this because you'll teach those things in American history, U.S. history class. And I'm like, wait a minute, I teach U.S. history. We got to prepare them for a end of the year exam that determines whether or not they graduate. As much as I would like to have a whole unit about women in the civil rights movement, Ella Baker, Shirley Chisholm, Fannie Lou Hamer, Prescott King, Barbara Jordan, all those women are not going to be on that test. So I have to make a decision. Shirley Chisholm was on the test one year. She's not a teak for U.S. history. Good information to know. I'm looking forward to the movie with, what's her name? Adua Uzumbe. She was in Orange is the New Black. She's going to play Shirley Chisholm. I'm looking forward to that. So, but, hey, Miss NW50. Yeah, Texas is straight place for 5. Yes, we are. Yes. But no, they did not end up prohibiting all ethnic studies. No. African American studies, and I'm sorry, I'm sweating, everybody, because when I get out the shower, it takes me a long time to cool down. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Tony XM. Okay, my question was, how would African Americans feel about learning from a non-African American divorce as it's so new? I don't know. That would be really interesting because for people who are social studies teaching, you're certified, you might have to teach something that it's not your strong suit. You're just, you know what I'm saying? For me, my minor, when I went to grad school for the second time, my minor was Mexican history. So I was very qualified to, and my major, I should say, was U.S. history. So I was very qualified to teach the subject, Plus, I was part of a group of Mexican American social studies teachers who wanted, to teach Mexican American studies, and we were getting together to get, curriculum, books, information, so that we can properly teach the course. So that helped too. I will always, go to my other Mexican American counterparts for assistance. But yeah, that's an interesting question because I don't know. I never really thought about it. Now it makes me wonder what did my students think of me being Black teaching Mexican American studies? You know, there was some people trying to succeed, and I'm just like, it's always some crazy people. I'm like, dude. Oh, it was somebody that got really, I forget who it was. Someone had gotten in trouble. They were official, gotten in trouble about that. You're welcome, Darryl Moore. You're my friend. We're here to help you. Thank you. Please like and share the button. And I know some of you are out of the United States, so Darryl has PayPal and Zelle because Cash App is only available for use in the United States. Why is my hair looking like it's the water? I didn't dry it all the way. So. Okay. Well, the 70 say, I feel like my timeline will say, well, it's our history, it's a science ability Wayne, so is the history you don't want taught. Exactly, the history you don't want taught. Oh, and speaking of the history they don't want taught, this is another bill that's up for being, like I said, I'm part of HFT, Houston Federation of Teachers, and also, hey man, church of these, where people who are certain way always feel some type of way. This is what is important. That's why all students have to be part in the learning process. Yes, and also the teachers need to make sure that they, because like for me personally, I teach you what's going to be on the test, but I'm going to teach you something that's not on the test too. If you can leave my classroom with. If you're going to learn history, you're going to learn the good, bad, and the ugly. Because I don't want you to get to college and be like, oh, I never heard this before. No, you heard this in Miss Chandler's class because she told you that. Latonya, I want to say yes. Because when I learned about it, it was like the next day, because they do it at like midnight. And the next day was in the newspaper. I was like, oh, I said, okay. Okay, so check if you're in the red state. Hey, Matt Churches, can I drop the link for you in about 10 minutes? For you to come up? Because I'm going to get to the story that you like. Plus, I want you to help me raise some money for Darryl. Hey, speaking to Roxanne. Hey, Ebony Woods. Y'all didn't go check out Ebony Woods' interview on my friend Speaking to Roxanne's channel. After this live, very great interview that she had. A mistake. No, a mistake. They probably did it on purpose. Okay, thank you. I'll drop the link in about 10 minutes for you. Okay. So basically, a couple of, I think, Republicans strategists decided that they were going to encourage these bills in these different red states. Let me make it bigger for y'all. And said, you know, this thing called critical race theory, it shouldn't be taught in schools. We should stop it. It's anti-American. It's teaching that one race is superior to the other. It's a bad idea. Now, on the surface, that sounds like, okay, yeah, we don't want that written. However, when you look at really deeply at critical race theory, it really goes into particulars about how race and racism was born in this country and how, well, I guess the form of racism and race that was born in this country and how it permeated into our society. How the concept of white people being a superior race and how that was instrumental in how colonies, then states, then education, and then history was taught. So it's really, in a sense, critical of people or the white or Caucasian or European American ancestors. So what these people, under the guise of conservatism and interest in education, got a bill through Texas and also some other states too. Some say a Texas state saying we should ban critical race theory being taught in schools, or specifically history class. When you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, the critics are saying it's just limiting the fact that race at all can't be taught in schools. The supporters are saying, oh no, we're just saying that one race is not superior than another. Really? And I'm thinking like, well, why does there need to be a bill to say that? Because some of these Republican strategists have twisted the meaning, and there have been the HFT, the AFT, schools, parents have come to the State Board of Education, have gone to the Texas House and Senate, spoken on these committees, they've had meetings, and still the Senate actually okayed it. However, the House, Texas House, is still up to them. So the Senate approved the bill in 1813 vote over opposition from educators, school advocacy groups, and senators of color who worry it limits necessary conversation about the roles race and racism play in U.S. history. And so it said now the bill heads back to the South, which can either accept the Senate's changes or call for a conference committee made up of members from both changes to iron it out. And so it said, but it's stripped. They want you to be taught the Declaration of Independence and the Federalist Papers, but they're decreasing the number of stories by multiple women and people of color that were also previously approved by the House. They're changing what is taught. And this one is really troubling to me right here. So y'all see that? Let me see over the video. I'm trying to make it bigger so y'all can see. Okay, the Senate did vote to include the Federal Civil Rights Act. Okay. Well, this is actually good. They voted to include this, but the fact that, the history of the United States includes everybody. And you mean to tell me I can't have students read the speech by Fannie Lou Hamer at the Democratic National Convention in 1964? They can't read Harriet Jacobs talk about her experience as a female slave in the 1850s. I can't read what Declaration of the Rights of Sentiment by Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Like, seriously. And then you say the teachers must include for current events from multiple positions without giving deference to anyone. I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's hard. I will say what Republican opinions are about a topic so that people will know, but me telling the deference, that's gonna be hard. And by the way, Generation Z and these younger millennials who just graduated college, they're a lot more well-read than I was at that same age. Some of my students teach me about stuff. They're like, oh, Miss Chandler, that's so outdated. You didn't know about this. They're a lot more socially conscious. And I'm thinking like, these things y'all put in, we're going to get hard through some lessons in school now. And I'm really tired of people who had never been in the classroom always proposing stuff. So that is actually going to be going to his desk this week. yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And this is no offense to any person that is physically handicapped, disabled, but I just want to roll the governor into trash because I just feel like he doesn't like people. He already said, he already said that schools, government agencies do not have the right to tell people to wear a mandatory have a mandatory mask mandate for their department or their business or agency. Guess what? That includes schools and universities. But you want the kids to go back to school, but the school can't mandate everybody to wear a mask. Are you trying to kill? Like I said last year, are you trying to kill us? You're so welcome because I'm just like, And my friends who are teachers, they're very frustrated at this, and I have a little bit more freedom because I'm a college instructor, so we have a little bit more freedom than, like, say, teachers who work for like an ISD, because them speaking out during their freedom of speech, there is consequences because there is sometimes some backlash. You get blackballed, you get fired because of budget cuts. So I'm telling you the conversations that they're discussing and they're telling me about, and the articles that I'm reading. And I'm also part of a lot of teacher groups. Plus I get the newsletter from the HFT and the AFT, and they're having these. I'm just like, every year y'all want to, and I'm noticing it's always fucking history. Yeah, or this time they call it civics, which is basically U.S. government. I teach that too. And it's like, every year y'all want to do something. Every year. Every couple years. Y'all just don't like who's president now. Y'all had an opportunity to push that stuff last year when what's his name was still the president. But now he's not the president. Now you want to push this. It purpose is built to pump CRT up as a major. Exactly. A threat to our well, like drought and Xander and piss people get. It's deliberate. Mm-hmm. And actually, I need to read the book. It's actually, there's a book called called Critical Race Theory. I probably need to put that on my list to read this summer. But you're absolutely right. It is meant to pit us against each other. Just like the whole thing about oh, you need an ID to vote. Most people got IDs. Why are you making it a cause of a major issue? Now the thing is, oh, we need to sign a law to make sure we have equity or not have fraud in elections. There was no fraud in the last election. Why do we need one now? Because your man lost. That's why. Because your man lost and you're upset. Mm-hmm. You're upset. Okay. There's one thing I also wanted to talk about. This happened here in Houston, the Houston area. Let me see if I find it. There was a man. He got some sex crimes. Maybe you need to real SVU over here in Texas. And this actually got all the way up to the New York Post. There was a deputy, Brazoria County deputy. I don't know why I look so fuzzy on. Hey, the Friday charlatans, thank you so much for joining me. Please hit the like button, y'all. Um, there was a Harris County, Brazoria County Sheriff. I mean, okay, so it was Harris. No, it's a Harris County Sheriff, and well, he used to work for Harris County. Then he became a deputy in, it looks like, Brazoria County, and they were the man. Where's the man? Where? Oh, goodness, they ain't got the man picture. It was his turn. He started it. Yeah, Deputy Robert Johnson, who was an 8-year veteran of the Harris County Precinct 1, killed himself. He was under investigation. I'm trying to find his picture. And the reason why he committed suicide, he was under investigation for child sex abuse. And when he died, he left a note. Why did he keep showing the woman picture? Where the man picture at? That's not right. And he took his life after. Why did I have this picture? Okay. They don't have this picture. Oh, here he is. Okay. Okay, so this man right here, he's a Harris County constable. Okay. And okay, why is it not? All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So this man right here, we're just gonna call him Officer Johnson. Sergeant Robert Johnson, was actually there was an investigation of child sex abuse. This is how it started. Is Texas state that has no state taxes like Florida? Yes, we have the lottery, which I think we actually should go to a state income tax, but then we probably have more for education. Unfortunately, we just have the lottery and state property taxes. So we have no state income tax, but our property taxes are actually kind of a little high. So, okay. Thank you so much. I'm so mad at this man. And then today, I forgot to tell you, he was down at the border again, talking about border security. I'm like, what happened to ERCOT? Are you getting the grid system fixed? Down there with all that police. You know what the word is? The inner police? ICE. That's what it is. Okay, let's go back to Sergeant Robert Johnson. So Sergeant Robert Johnson, basically, this is how it started. It really does feel like SVU to me. So there were like two dispatch ladies working in the department. One of them was up for a performance review, and they asked her, well, they're like, we're looking at what you've been doing in the job. Why is your performance so low? She got nervous and she said, because Robin and Shonda been having an affair and they had such a kid. Basically, I'm just summarizing what she probably could have said. So the department was like, okay, let's go question Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson, they question him. He get nervous. He literally goes somewhere into East Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, east of Houston near Liberty County. Has a standoff with the police for 6 hours, then shoots himself. He leaves behind a note that said, yeah, I had sex with Shonda Williams, and we also got a kid, and I gave him drugs, and we all had sex. And Shonda and I guess the other girl that pointed the finger at him, like they knew about it. So the performance girl, she didn't tell nobody in the department that they were doing this. She kept it to herself and probably was feeling guilty. That's why she was fucking up on the job. Then, so now, let me go get it. So he's dead. He leaves behind a note. Okay. So now the cops have, hold on. Let me get a little fan from my desk. So after his note basically said it was them, this is Shonda Williams, the one he was having an affair with, and also had the menage a trois with a child, a minor, and gave the person drugs. They seem to have like a regular place they went to in Pearland, suburb of Houston, south of Houston, 288 South. That's how you get there. And had a regular rendezvous there. And I want to say Rhonda was the one that brought the child or the youngster. Not quite understanding this. Why is this here? Maybe you're posting their ads. Okay. That's Shonda. She got arrested. The alleged role in abuse of a child. This is the other lady, Christine McKay, and she told them about Robert Johnson's abuse, but they feel like she should have told a lot sooner. She shouldn't have kept it to herself. Like, you literally knew somebody in your department was having sex with a minor and gave him drugs. You knew your co-workers were being an alleged T.I. and Tiny, and you didn't do nothing. I'm sorry, some laugh. But seriously, like, what? No, better tell go to hell. I'm sorry. And the man, he couldn't even take it. And he, dude, just, yeah. This Harris County is the biggest county in Texas. It surrounds Houston. And I'm just like, I got Law and Order SVU this week. This is what happened. But stop. This is not the only case. Because guess what? The Harris County Department was investigating them, and they got their own other case they got to deal with too. So 3 women who are undercover are now being sued for sexual misconduct. Okay, where is it? Okay, here it is. They had a whole press conference and everything. Y'all pray for Houston here in Texas. Pray for me. I mean, I need to move. I love where I live, but it just be some weird stuff. So, do y'all see this? Okay, let me make it bigger. Okay. So here we have 3 women They were part of the the human trafficking division. The human trafficking division. And while they're doing their undercover the human trafficking division, their male counterparts are treating it like they're treating it like, a bachelor party. Okay. And so they tried to tell people, but they were intimidated. They were okay. And so they were intimidated. They were harassed even further. They even got someone to be a whistleblower, but that person got fired. So ultimately, they were able to find themselves a person who deals with human trafficking. And these women were like the women who were undercover in the human trafficking division. So they have filed a lawsuit. They basically said that the men that were in their department were basically sexually assaulting them, and that all of their sting operations were basically like bachelor parties. And so now this is big, and the lawsuit is not only filed against Harris County, but the three men, Rosen, Gore, Rigdon, I think they're like the higher ups that are in the Harris, the higher ups in the department, and Harris County. And what it's not looking good for is the fact that hey Marcellus, it's not looking good for that. It looks like Kim Obb, who is the Harris County District Attorney, may have knew about the women's complaints and did nothing about it. And that position is a position that she was elected to. So it looks like she might have some really good contenders for her office because of this, unfortunately. So I hope these three women do get justice for what happened to them, which is really, really horrible. Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just hot because
I know. I could tell.
Unfortunately, I was like, oh, let me take a quick shower. And then I was like, girl, you forgot. It takes you a while to cool down. And I don't have my little fan right here. So I was like, okay, I put that on the list.
That's all right, because you're going to have people thinking it's the lights, but it's really not, because those are LED lights, so they don't even
they're
get
LED
hot.
lights. They're not. Yeah. So I guess I'm looking like I'm sweating like I'm waiting.
Yeah, you definitely you got that crack is whack thing going on.
I'm okay, y'all. Thank y'all for being concerned. So I've been putting in, thank you, Christine. I've been putting Darryl's Cash App and PayPal and Zelle information. I wanted you to come on because I have followers from different sectors who might not be aware of what is going on. And I know the preacher man like yourself, you're very good at words, and the honeys just love you.
Yeah, whatever. You guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. First of all, I saw you told that story about the monkeys and the.
Oh, I hadn't even got to the monkey yet.
You didn't do the monkey one yet? Oh,
that's
no, never mind.
Do you want me to
never mind.
Look at the picture?
No, because I was just going to say something about it. I thought you had already talked about it.
No, I was going to talk about it. I was going to wait till you got here.
Okay, no, I'm going to wait till
raise money first or talk about the monkey?
I'll do the stuff for Darryl first, and then we can talk about the
Okay.
monkeys. First of all, let me just say shout out to all of you that are watching. For those of you that are supporting the A team, for those of you that are supporting Kim's channel, just thank you guys for so much of your support to Darryl and Kimberly, Roxanne, and myself. We really, really do appreciate it. We are out here, of course, if you're unaware, Darryl Moore and myself, let me see your transcripts. We have been primarily dealing with a lot of corruption, a lot of people who have been doing a lot of underhanded things. And it has seemingly, been a situation with one of the online bloggers. He's now trying to use the legal system to bully smaller YouTube content creators and to really keep people from talking about things that have become public. And so he is determined to shut Darryl down, and we are determined to give Darryl a voice and make sure that Darryl's voice is heard. Now, this goes beyond just Darryl's voice. This really goes to a lot of content creators, because if this process is allowed to take root in the way that it is being presented to the court, then it will have ramifications on all of us in the future. And I have to clearly tell you guys, a lot of the things that were mentioned in this said lawsuit are false. They are complete lies. And if you don't address them, if you don't deal with them, then it can come back to haunt you, etc. So we as content creators, the four of us, have really come together to assist Darryl in this particular lawsuit. Now, yesterday, we did raise quite a bit of money for Darryl. Unfortunately, I was hearing some rumblings on some other platforms where individuals think they know the amount of money that we have raised. They don't know the dollar amount that we've raised, but it's funny that you're thinking about us, and we appreciate that. So thank you so much for your inept inability to really know what's going on over here, but you at least talking about us, which is really good, because that just keeps people coming in our direction. So here's what I want to do. I want to ask those of you who support, let me see your transcripts, and those of you who support Darryl Moore and myself, I'm going to ask all of you tonight if you can do at least the $20 challenge and send the cigar vlogger $20. We're trying to hit a certain dollar amount, a foundational goal, before we start raising the larger lump sum of money that we're going to need, because we are going to subpoena a number of people in this case, and it is necessary for us to have the amount of funds that we need. So I'm going to ask, for those of you that can, you will see that Darryl's Cash App on the screen. That would be the $ cigar blogger legal DF, which stands for Defense Fund. Please, send him over $20 and help him with the legal defense so that we can make sure that we are able to give him a vigorous defense. I read through his responses today. I'm also going to be dealing with and speaking behind the scenes with, we got some things that we're working on behind the scenes. I don't even want to give too much away because people be running their mouths. So there are some things that are still in the works, and we're not discouraged by it. We know exactly what we're doing. And whatever you can give, of course, Darryl says is greatly appreciated. I'm just asking. Some of you may be able to give $100. Some of you may be able to give $500. Some of you may be able to give whatever you can give. We just appreciate you doing that so that we can hit our foundational dollar amount. I do believe that Darryl will be seeing his lawyer. He'll be meeting with his lawyer again tomorrow morning. Once he meets with the lawyer tomorrow morning, I guess we're going to then again revisit it and do some strategy sessions and so forth. And then it's going to be on and cracking. I want those of you that follow, let me see your transcripts, and that follow us, to listen to me very carefully. Our goal here at the end of the day is to make sure that Darryl Moore lands on his feet, because those of us who have been following this story, and those of us who have been following the inconsistencies in the statement of Larry Darnell Bartholomew on the rough side of the fucking mountain Reed, you all know that we're not over here just simply saying things just to be saying them. That Darryl has come out here with fact after fact after fact, and this dude has not changed his tune until Darryl has actually put that information out and made this dude change his tune. And now he's in a position to where he wants to silence and intimidate vloggers and intimidate people. And so I want you guys to understand that what you give enables us to fight vigorously, and then we're able to come out and help other content creators do the same, and to make sure that they maneuver themselves around it possibly. So here's what I want you to do. Take out your phone right now. Please open up your Cash App if you have Cash App on your phone, and please make sure that you send the Cigar Vlogger. That's $ Cigar Vlogger Legal Defense Fund, and send him $20 right now. And if you can send more, of course, do more. If you got $5, whatever you got, but just if you can do $20 today, please do so. And that would be a very, very big help to us. Now, we are going to need to raise a larger lump sum of money, so I just want to let you guys know that. We want to get the foundational stuff paid for and taken care of, and then we'll revisit this and tell you guys how we're going to attack the larger dollar amounts. And then we might even have to do a live where Darryl and I explain to you why we need the amount of money that we need, because in order for him to get what he needs done, we're going to subpoena a number of people. There are going to be some people who are going to be required to give a response for their actions and the words that they have allowed to come out of their mouth. And even while they're yet talking and still making videos, they don't realize, as that movie said, you in danger, girl. You're in danger. You don't know you in danger, but you still running off at your mouth. And so we need your help to do that. So please do so. And Darryl will keep me posted, and only me posted, on what is being raised, so that we can strategize and we can get ourselves to land on his feet and to do what he needs to do. So I will be going forward the only person dealing with that aspect of things. So Darryl, if you can text me and let me know if folks are Cash Apping you, that would be beneficial to me. So that way I know that I can talk about these monkeys.
Yes. And so we also need to understand, like I mentioned earlier, he's meeting with a lawyer tomorrow. You know, lawyers have retainers. Okay. And then that's not including, like I said, there are filing fees to file a response, to get to the court. This is a federal civil case, so their fees are going to be different from state and local fees. Those fees have to be paid as well. Okay. So if you can Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle, it'll be great. I know some people were doing super chats last night. That was great too, and greatly appreciated. But remember, when you super chat or super sticker, Darryl doesn't get that until a month later, and YouTube takes 30%. Okay.
Right.
So if you thought about sending me a Cash App or a super chat, a super sticker, please send it to my friend instead, because I'm trying to help him fight. A person, I know some of you in here are from the Umar Johnson sector, and you know what it's like to deal with the narcissist who's doing things that are detrimental to the community. So in this case, we're dealing with someone they're doing the same thing. They just happen to be in the Black church realm. Okay. So we really need and thank you for your support. Okay.
And thank you to the folks that have already Cash App, Darryl. I want to appreciate you for that. For those of you that are coming by this video and you're going to possibly watch the replay, if you want to contribute to that, please make sure that you do so by doing so with the Cash App Cigar Vlogger Legal Defense Fund. Now, moving on to the monkeys.
Wait, did Darryl say we can move on to the monkeys?
No, I'm moving on to the monkeys. I'm moving on to the monkeys.
Okay, so we'll show you. Do we want to show the video of her getting climbed into the monkeys?
I mean, can we show the video? What video is this? Whose video is this?
Hold on, before I do that.
Because you know we can't be using everybody's video now.
No, this is the hold on. Okay, the following video that I'm about to show you is used for fair use for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay. This happened in El Paso, which is the farthest city to the west of us. Okay. Wait, where'd it go? Dang it. Oh, here it goes. Let me know. Oh, it's a free article. Hold on.
You're fine.
Can y'all see it?
Yes, we can see it. Oh, I didn't get to see her stand up. Oh, silly heifer. Oh, I just want to choke her right now. Okay. Well, let me just say, I just so happened the other day to be looking at the news, and the people were like, yeah, the lady's in a little monkey enclosure. I say, monkey enclosure? And it was a weird day because it was her in the monkey enclosure. It was another animal, something that had happened. It was like in the span of like a couple of days, we've had all of these little animal situations going on.
Tigers.
Yeah, just really crazy. So I'm sitting there, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but on the news, she was sitting there actually feeding them hot Cheetos. I don't know if you all knew that. They were hot Cheetos. No, they were hot Cheetos. And the news made a point to say what the type of Cheetos that it were, which was really funny to me. But my thing was, whatever possesses people, let me first of all, shout out to the state of Texas. You all need to open up your mental facilities. I just want to say that. And if you don't have them open, you need to go ahead and start opening your mental facilities, because whatever is wrong with an individual, to possess them, to climb over into a monkey enclosure and start feeding the monkeys Cheetos. Now, the people that work there actually said because she fed them those Cheetos, it was going to be very difficult for them to deal with the monkey's diet or something. They're going to have to do something to the monkey's diet, because the monkeys eat a special diet. They don't eat, of course they don't eat hot Cheetos, but they have a special diet, and it messes with their stomach. And so they're going to have to literally, I forget what they said. They were going to do something special for the monkeys as far as their eating is concerned. But for her to be giggling and then just casually walk over there and climb back over, I'm utterly disgusted by this grown-up doing that. And I don't understand why she doesn't go to jail.
Hold on. So I just saw the update. She has been arrested.
Oh, good. I'm proud of them. Good.
Hold on. What is her name? Oh my goodness, made People magazine. Over the weekend, I went to this woman hopped over the monkey enclosure. The zoo told ABC7 they had not shared her identity. They did the closure and fed hot Cheetos to the monkeys named Libby and Sunday. And these were primates. We're talking about they could do some substantial damage to you. Now, the woman put herself in harm's way by entering the habitat. They may be small monkeys, but they can take you to the ground if they wanted to. See? And like you said, a specialized diet. I think someone called her stupid and lucky.
She's very lucky, because those monkeys, if they'd have grabbed hold of her, they could have drug her all through that whole darn enclosure. I saw the movie Monkey Shot when I was a little kid. I ain't been never close to a monkey. I'm like, monkeys will never be my pet. So they arrested her, and
let me see. She's 26 years old. Oh, they know her name. Luz Elizabeth Ray was booked into the El Paso County Detention Facility under a $1,500 bond. Today, she got arrested today.
Wow. Well,
And
I don't
they
feel
are
bad for
pressing
her.
charges for.
I don't feel
Mhm.
I don't feel bad for her. I'm just really upset with people that don't seem to understand that rules are made for you to follow. You know, we have this thing in our culture now where people are just determined to break all of the rules and assume that nothing should happen to them. And you know, even over the last couple of days, I've just been noticing how people just want to break the rules. You know, and they don't think that anything is supposed to happen to them.
Mhm.
I don't know whether you guys know it. Like for the last several days, like 10, 11 days here in California, we've had. Go ahead. You go ahead, Kim.
I was gonna say she lost her job at one law firm, but the article says that she got hired at another one.
Well, that
So,
must mean she's good at what she does. Okay, well that's fine. I'm okay with that. I
mhm.
don't think you should lose your job for climbing into a monkey enclosure, especially if the monkeys don't beat your tail. I think if you got a whooping from the monkeys, you might just
And who was her friend that was helping her out the water? I'm like, wait a minute, you got an accessory? That
yeah,
friend that
just
told you to clap?
oh Kim, you gonna make the friend who's helping to get out of the enclosed cage
No, she was
accessory?
like walking and waiting back, and the person was like helping her back up. And I'm just like, is this your
Well,
friend that didn't tell you not to go over there?
well, thank the Lord that some fool had the sense enough to wait to help that stupid woman back over there and get herself out of there. But uh,
It wasn't a big enclosure. It was like they literally hopped the bush.
yeah, I got it, and I got it. But the monkeys are trained to not go over the bush, so the
Hmm.
monkeys are better trained than the humans. You know, even the monkeys knew not to go over the bush, but the humans gonna go over the
What
bush.
the
It's a,
monkeys were thinking? They were like, "Who the hell is this?
yeah, it's ridiculous. But in the
Who's
state of
security? Where's Abe, the handler? Who's this?"
Yeah, it's just crazy. And in the state of California, we've been dealing with these BB gun pellet shooters on our freeway. Over 100 cars and people have been had their windows shot out, and people have been. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There was a 4-year-old boy who was killed, like last week, I think, on the freeway. He was shot in the stomach. He's 4 years old,
Lord have mercy.
and
We've had some
and
road rage incidents where people were shooting through cars uh, on the freeways and on the regular streets, but we ain't got no BB gun
right.
sniper or nothing like that.
And now the reward for this shooter is up to I think over 300,000. So
We have
that's
to turn
that.
them in.
All right, and I know I'm talking and I got a rambling, but I also want to tell all of you black folks who are determined not to take the COVID-19 shot. Well, today, our death rates and our COVID rates have gone up. We have surpassed the Hispanic community as far as COVID rates as well as death rates because our community is not taking these COVID vaccine shots. And I forget the exact number, but in the state of California, I think today we had 45 deaths. Everybody else was like 11, 7. I mean, their numbers were very low, but ours was like 45.
To tell you
So
honest, I kind of foresaw this because I was like, so many people were like, "Oh, this is how they might be tripping us. Oh, this is like a Tuskegee experiment. Oh, I don't want to take it because it's experimental." And I'm like, people are not going to take that vaccine if we're going to end up with more people who have it or die, and we're going to be the ones with more cases.
but their reservations are legitimate, Kim. I'm
They
not,
are. They
you
are.
know, I understand why some black people would feel the way that they feel as far as being vaccinated. I still
Mhm.
not have not taken the vaccine. And just so that, you know, full transparency. Not because I can't, it's just that I'm just not in a rush. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, I'm just not in a rush to take it.
But you still wear a
Also,
mask, right?
I'm sorry.
You still wear a mask.
Oh, of course,
You go
absolutely.
out.
Everywhere I go.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Some people are not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you don't want to take the vaccine. Okay, I respect that. But can you put your mask on? Can you social distance?
And I'm sorry
Like,
to hear
can
that,
you?
Miss MW50. Sorry to hear that. Um, you know, it's
Has your
so
mom
sad.
taken it?
Yes, my mother's had both of her shots.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm actually going to go visit her in like another month or so, which means I'm going to have to be vaccinated.
Mhm.
Because I'm going to be flying, and of course, I don't want to put anybody else's life in danger or whatever. But I knew this was going to happen, like you said. But I don't blame our community for not wanting to get it. I mean, we have
Yeah.
every right to have those reservations. And here's another thing they're starting to say. These vaccinations are now starting to cause health problems in younger people. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this. A lot of the young people are starting to have heart issues after having this vaccination.
Which one?
Well, you know what? And Kim, I'm gonna have to go back and do the research because I was just watching the news, and they were saying that
Moderna is safe for 12 to 17-year-olds. But I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know which one it is.
People with heart problems.
Well, it would be a shame if it's the Johnson and Johnson, but that's a whole nother matter.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are having those issues, and so I just wanted to say that so that you guys can be aware and just be putting your ear to the ground and be paying attention to the stuff that is in the media because you know, it is what it is. But I'm not in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not at all.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my issue. It's like, okay, you don't want to take it. Okay. Can you still wear your mask? Can you still social distance? Can you not, I mean, I know you want to go to church, but can you not go to church? I know you want to go to the funeral, but can you not go to the funeral?
Well, if they find a way to put the vaccine,
mostly just also increasing those numbers. And it's like, okay, you don't want to take it. I understand, but can we be safer in what we're doing?
Well, I think if they find a way to put the COVID vaccine in KFC chicken, all of us would be vaccinated. I mean, we'll just be done. You know, they can find the way to put the vaccine in the leg and the thigh. You know, I'm sure we'd be done. I'm just saying. You know, but outside of that, no. You know, I mean, and so much stuff I've been looking at the news about. But anyway, and you know what? I think African American people also, we need to form a coalition of people who look at the voting districts in all of these different states where these Republicans have such a stronghold on these districts. Find out about the gerrymandering and really put a task force together to start working to get rid of some of these senators and some of these people that are in office. I mean, we really need to galvanize our community and galvanize these other people in these other states. And what better way of doing that than to use social media? I think we have the power to do it. And I don't understand why no one has formulated an organization that specifically goes after and targets certain states that are vulnerable with some of these folks that are in office right now.
I know Roland did a really good video where he was talking about this article from, I think, Texas Tribune, saying that, hey, we're gonna, Texas is gonna get two new reps. And we're like, oh, yay for democracy. But it's like, oh, you got a Republican-controlled state that determines the district. It's like, oh, so not as a concern for that. So I've been looking at the news for that. It's been a lot of stuff with my state this week with the laws. It's just crazy.
Right. Well, it has been definitely a definite bunch of mess going on. Well, I've just been thinking, since I don't have a YouTube channel and I'm over here by myself, I'm over here thinking. I just have all sorts of things that I'm thinking over the last couple of days. Like, why don't we have an organization that just focuses on those Republican states and go after?
There may be one. We just don't know it. I don't know if we just need to look at one.
Well, yeah, we might need to find it or start working with them more.
No.
But I really want to find out how. I want to take a look at these districts and how they're mapped. That's another thing.
Because right now I'm looking at, I was talking about earlier, I said, I know I'm talking about my state and the stuff that we do, but I said, you need to look at your state if it's red, because these red states, they're doing this stuff around the same time. They're having meetings. Because when I say do something, it's like at least 2 or 3 other states doing the same thing at the same time. And they're red states.
So yes, it's something that we need to look at. Well, I want to say shout out to all of you, of course, that have been giving. You might want to move that comment, Kim, so they can see my screen name. Because down below, you'll see the Cigar Vlogger Legal Defense Fund for those of you that have yet to contribute and going to contribute. Some of you might be waiting until you get paid tomorrow to contribute. Please do whatever you can. We would really appreciate it. And Darryl has that information up there on the screen. But yeah, Some of this stuff that I'm seeing in the news media as of late is quite concerning to me. And even when it comes to that murder of that unarmed, black guy, I guess his name is Manuel Ellis. Was that the guy? I think his name is Manuel Ellis.
I thought his name was Brown. Wait, it's another.
Yes, there's two. There's two. Well, they've got one.
Green.
Yeah, well, they hid one of them for 2 years, and they said that the man had died in a car accident, but in essence, they had tased him and beat him to darn death. And so the police just released the videotape and stuff out 2 years later, and so now they're trying to get a grand jury together to charge these people who, beat the poor man and tased them to death. I mean, it's just a shame. And they were actually tapping on their body cams, telling each other not to say nothing to incriminate themselves, even though they had just beat on the man. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. And so you can get very disillusioned by a lot of this stuff. But, thank God we all have a voice on YouTube, and we can use that voice, to talk about this stuff. So.
That's true. Well, thank you so much, sir, for coming.
You're welcome. That's all I got. I'm going back to the bushes.
And help me support Darryl. Everyone, there's 3 ways to give: Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. So,
right.
We're on tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is Friday, right? Or tomorrow? That means we're all on, and I don't know whose channel we're on, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. Yeah, we'll figure that out tomorrow. Just pay attention to the community walls and make sure you have your notifications turned on.
Please make sure you're subscribed to me. Let me see your transcript. Speak your truth with Roxanne, and my friend Darryl Moore.
And y'all can still subscribe to me even though I don't have no channel. It'll be back later. It'll still be there.
He's
later.
Coming back. Like he said he would.
Hey, whenever the channel comes back up, you want to make sure you stay subscribed. Oh, okay. So we'll be on Darryl's channel. Actually, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's wise.
All right. Thank you to Matt Terces, Darryl Moore, my mom speaking to Roxanne, to people, Humidors, to my members, to Pull Up Team, ENJ Nation, to the Crush Crew, everyone who came over here today. Thank you so much. Thank you for the prayers for my sister as well. And please don't forget to meet me on Darryl Moore's channel tomorrow with my friends, Friday Night Live with the A-Team. Okay? Thank you so much. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. I'm going to go get in front of the fan and try to put the air down so I can really cool off. Bye, y'all. Bye.